Assalamu alaikum students. How are you all? Hope you all are safe and healthy staying in your home. Students, today we are going to do the revision of A Mother's Wise Advice story. Let's begin. Let's begin the story. Once upon a time, the son of Brahmadatta was ruling righteously in Benares in northern India. It came to pass that the king of Kosala made war, killed the king of Benares and took the queen as a prisoner. Students, once upon a time the son of Brahmadatta was ruling morally right. Means with justice and with fair rules in Benares in northern India. What happened? The king of Kosala made war and killed the king of Benares and took the queen as a prisoner. Meanwhile, the queen's son escaped by sneaking away through the sewers. In the countryside, he eventually raised a large army and surrounded the city. He sent a message to the king, the murderer of his father. He sent a message to the king, the murderer of his father. He told him to surrender the kingdom or fight a battle. Students, queen's son has escaped by secret large pipe. In the countryside, he raised a large army and surrounded the city. And also, queen's son sent a message to that king of Kosala who had killed his father and occupied their kingdom. He asked him to surrender the kingdom or fight a battle. The prince's mother heard of this threat from her son by some faithful servants. She was a gentle and kind woman who wanted to prevent violence and suffering and killing. Prince's mother was a peace and kind woman who wanted to keep peace and prevent killing, suffering of others. So, she sent a message to her son. There is no need for the risk of battle. It would be wiser to close every entrance to the city. Eventually, the lack of food, water and firewood will wear down the citizens. Then they will give the city to you without any fighting. Okay, students? So, in that letter, Prince King, she gave advice to his son. What she gave advice in that letter? She said, no need of war. It would be good to close every entrance to the city. If the entrance is closed, what will happen? There will be no water and no food supply. If there is no food and water and firewood, it will be pressurize the citizens, then they will give the city to you without any fight. Like in lockdown, many laborers died because they didn't have any food storage in advance, because they daily do work and buy food as there was complete lockdown. Right, students? And no food storage. The prince decided to follow his mother's wise advice. His army blockaded the city for 7 days and nights. Then the citizens captured their unlawful king, cut off his head and delivered it to the prince. What happened then, students? The prince decided to follow his mother's wise advice. Right? His army sealed off and prevented the goods and people from entering and leaving of city for 7 days and nights. Then the citizens captured their king who is against the law, cut off his head and delivered that to prince. He entered the city triumphantly and became the new king of Benares. Then prince entered the city with great happiness and joy at his victory, that is achievement of getting back his city, and became the new king of Benares. Okay students, this is how a mother's wise advice will help her child. Many children who have listened their mother's advice and worked accordingly are successful in their life. So we must listen to our mother or elders' advice. Okay students, hope you understood the story of a mother's wise advice. Let's stop here students. We'll continue our class in our next session. Till then, thank you and Allah Hafiz.